So Barbara Broccoli has been of late been doing some press runs for well not necessarily I wouldn't call them well press runs yes but not necessarily promoting anything because her new the new iteration of Bond is out in Blu-ray and I'm so getting that look I'm gonna tell you something. No Time to Die was not the best Bond, but I think for what it gave us, I appreciate what Bond uh I appreciate what Daniel Craig uh brought to the table. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember being in high school and he was first announced, and just him, uh, with the blonde hair and blue eyes, like literally all of my friends in school were like, "Why does this dude look like who works for the Third Reich?" Which is ironic because he did play um, uh, a defiant Jew escaping from the Nazis in this movie called Defiance, which is crazy. Good movie too, by the way. Let's see what's happening with my mic here. Is it going to raise? No, it won't. Okay, that's fine. That's fine and then we'll just leave it like so. Right? So, as always, uh his iteration of Bond was great, of course, right? And I mean, people have their complaints about some stuff for sure. Yeah, obviously, but I think for the most part, it's safe to say that Bond did a really good job, a tremendous good job, a tremendous good job. So, um, Barbara Broccoli had came out with some quotes about Bond being male, and this isn't new news. Like she said this, I want to say earlier, like 6 months ago, maybe something like that. This is way before like uh, No Time to Die came out, and essentially what she said was that Bond can be any color, but he is most definitely, unequivocally, 1,000% a man. Dude is male, and I couldn't agree more. And of course, you have some people who will, talk about how, why don't you just make a female Bond, a female 007, and stuff like that. No, for one, because it's everybody knows it just wouldn't feel right. But let me just say this real quick, as the person who's a little bit seasoned in being in front of the camera, really, and on set. So that just as my actor's take on it. The thing is with me, when I see a male archetype in a lot of what's happening right now, uh, a lot of times it doesn't bode over well when you have a male archetype being played by an actress. Not to take away from that actress at all. Like I'm pretty sure she does a phenomenal job. The thing of it is that you know it's really hard to embody something that is inherently male when you are a female playing this role. It's no different than having uh um a male actor. Like take me for instance, if I was to play somebody that was supposed to be a female, but they cast that person as a male, there would be a bunch of things that you would have to change about that role for it to fit me. And if it doesn't serve the story well to make these said changes, the character just won't be believed. There's no reason for people to really identify with that character all that well. Um, and I say all that to say reasons why I'm not really a huge proponent for a female Bond per se is because, well, let's just break down what Bond is. Bond is of course a male, but there are a lot of components of him that make him inherently male. Like for instance, um let's take his charm. Okay, Bond. Well, male and females can both be charming in their own way. However, each one is distinctive when it comes to how they are attracting the opposite sex. You may have one guy that's charming in a particular way to attract the female and vice versa. And with Bond, he's always had this sort of spunk about him that was appeasing specifically and exclusively to females, as I would say. Because he's always been charming around guys too, but not in a way that he would be with females, with Bond girls and stuff like that. And I always wonder, how would you be able to pull that off with the female Bond without changing the core of what Bond is? Because not only is Bond charming individual, dashing as fuck, he's also heterosexual. And if you were to cast him as um cast a female to play Bond and giving him all those tropes and all those kinds of things, like make him charming, make him appeasing to the ladies, you would have to make Bond, you know, lesbian. And that is already setting the precedent for a whole entire new version of Bond. Like it's one thing to cast somebody of a different color, of a different race, and things like that. But it's an entirely new thing when you cast as a different gender. And I think a lot of times, because we're in this climate of inclusion and diversity and things like that, and it's great. I think some people get carried away with what is inherently absolute when it comes to certain IPs and certain characters. And Bond, for instance, is, you know, absolutely male. I mean, if you just look at any Bond film, this guy is, he's charming and he's appeasing to the ladies. But there's a lot of things that Bond does that a female Bond would have to uh, do differently. Am I making any sense? Like, because it's nothing wrong with me. Like, this camera shaking. There's nothing wrong with me seeing female action heroes in movies. You know what I'm saying? But what I don't like are I don't like when female action stars and action heroes are literally doing anything and everything as if she was a man. Anytime I see a woman, that is capable, extremely capable, but is taking on dudes twice her size, three times her size, effortlessly, it begins to lose its integrity. The movie begins to lose its integrity because it's like, yeah, I see what you're doing. And it never used to be this bad. Like, just take some of the strongest female characters of all cinema history. Like Ripley, amazing, amazing character. With exception to Alien Resurrection. um, Linda Hamilton's Sarah Connor, amazing, amazing character, amazing character. But what made all of these characters amazing was not only wasn't just the fact that they were a woman, it was that the fact that these people were uh, inherently inferior of their situations and found ways to adapt to the situations to overcome it. And I think that's what makes great characters, when you have a character that is weak uh uh in their universe, finds a way to overcome those obstacles by whatever means that they have due to their limitations and things like that. And then they overcome it. That's what makes them good characters. Clearly, a guy can beat up a guy, no problem. The only different, the only common denominator will have to be like his skill set in fighting and stuff like that. But when a woman fights a guy, there has to be something integral and entirely different for her to, kick this guy's ass. Because men are just inherently stronger than women unless this woman is extremely capable and finds ways to maneuver over the guy and has like it's all about the brains and stuff like that, because you just have to have that. And I love that in the Terminator franchise, with exception to 3, 4, and 5, and Terminator 1 and 2. Terminator 1 and 2, and in the Alien franchise. I like how they showed these characters taking in their struggles, understanding that they can't just do what the guys are doing, and finding more innovative ways to conquer their their obstacles, their conflicts. And like Barbara was saying in the articles and stuff like that, especially as of late, we need more roles for women, showing how great they can be. And I couldn't agree more, mostly because a lot of times when you're just giving women these male archetype characters, it is lazy writing. And it's been a pet peeve of mine for a long time. I'm getting tired of seeing lazy written characters being cast, just for the sake of, hey, let's just have a woman character in here. It's like, you can do that, but you know, nobody is going to see. Everybody's going to see past what you're trying to do. Like, like guys, a woman can't just beat up people three, four times the size. You know what I mean? So, now, I my fear is in what she's saying, because I do agree with everything she's saying, but my fear is also is that she is they may, not necessarily her in particular, but they may get rid of like the essence of the Bond girl. Because I know, like in Daniel Craig's era, they tried to like change that up a little bit and give them a little bit more of like make them be more than just a Bond girl. You know what I'm saying? And um that's just stuff that we love, man. Like, we love when Bond can, chillax under, you know, some chicks, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with the next ones. I have worries, but here's the thing: I am perfectly okay with Bond being male, because he is a male. His name is James Bond, for Christ's sake. They called him Janet Bond or something. It's tacky as hell, and nobody's gonna watch that shit. I mean, come on, and now I will say this though, since he's going to stay male, and I don't care what nobody says, Idris Elba is my perfect replacement. I don't care how old he is. They better come up with some concept that makes him that can fit his age in this thing, because Idris would be just so perfect, man. He would just be so perfect. But I am so glad that he's gonna stay male. What do you guys think in the comments? Why don't you guys let me know? Am I making any sense at all? Am I just tripping? Why don't you guys just let me know, and we can have a conversation? Okay.